I'm Marlene Dandler. Welcome to Seashore. I started Seashore at my house 11 years ago, and this is Tim Cousereau.
Hi, Tim Cousereau. I was the former head of school at Carl Thorpe. I've been in elementary school education for 25 years as a teacher, as a principal, and then most recently as a head of school. And I'm here to support Seashore Academy as their chief academic officer and help this place get launched.
So welcome to this beautiful campus. Super excited about this, Topanga 27-acre campus, but also wanted to let you know a little bit about our philosophy and who we are across all the different campuses. Seashore, this custom schooling program of Seashore started 3 years ago with 4 children, and it really philosophically is giving parents empowerment over their child's education. So parents can choose to send their child to Seashore 1 day a week, 5 days a week, 2, 3, or 4 days per week. They really get to customize that. Even within one family, they can have different siblings go different days per week. And we're really focusing on excellence and cutting just to what's important. So being in nature, not having any screens, small class sizes, we do 15 to 1, great values, and top academics. So that's a piece of who we are, and 100% of our students are legally homeschooled. So parents have the flexibility to travel if they have a sporting tournament for their child or they want to go on a trip. That's the parent's choice to do that. So that's philosophically a little bit about Seashore. We can go tell you a little bit more and some of our future playground areas. So what I think is so great for kids is being in natural light and being outdoors.
Yes.
There's a healing power to nature and outdoor play.
Yes.
And it's so simple, but having children run around on a field, moving their bodies, interacting with each other, playing sports, such an important part for their social, emotional, mental well-being.
Absolutely, especially in 2022. Like coming out, a year ago, our kids are at home on a screen. And now I look out on the space and, the ideas that I have as an educator on what you can do in this space. And it's not just, we could build a playground, which is huge, but also look around you. It's like kids are playing in a natural, beautiful spot. And that is just, you can't have that anywhere in Los Angeles. And that is, it's unbelievable. And as a teacher, to be able to come outside and legitimately use the outdoor space of the beautiful Santa Monica Mountains, Topanga Canyon, it's just, that is how all learning should occur. It's so authentic.
It's so true. It's so true.
I want to teach. I want to teach here.
I love what some of our kindergarten teachers do in some of the Orange County campuses. Even if they're teaching the Singapore math concepts, they'll go outside and say, 3 sticks, 3 stones, 3 leaves. And so they're teaching grouping, but they're having the kindergartners go pick up things in nature on the nature walk.
Yes.
And then they're covering the concepts from the Singapore math book. But it's really understanding that 3 groups of 3 is 9, and actually seeing it and touching it and feeling it and doing it themselves.
We all know this is the optimal way to learn.
Yeah.
We know that as parents, but we also know that as educators. And as a head of school or a principal, I was always encouraging teachers to go outside, but it was artificial. Whereas here, it's just natural to come outside and to look at plants or talk about trees, or in a writing assignment, you want to use all your senses when you're writing. So to be able to go outside and say, let's write a narrative about a tree or nature or the bird, you actually can come out and touch it and feel it and smell it and see it. And those are just experiences that children will have and will make them better at anything because they're naturally exposed to it.
It's like all the sensory experiences.
It's all, yes.
I think too, it forces simplicity, right?
Yes.
Because teaching, you have to, if you're gonna go teach outside, you can't bring all the stuff with you. Just like, when you go camping, you realize how little you actually need.
Yes.
But if you're teaching outside and you're learning outside, it really can just be that composition book and a pencil and a conversation.
Yes.
Whether it's about literature or whether it's about history or science or math, but it's really just, paring it down to what's really essential.
And I think the importance of that also, especially for our parents who are listening, is you can also have that structured.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you come outside and you write in an unstructured way. You can have a very structured academic curriculum and do it outside or do it with nature. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive. And that's, I think, what's really exciting about the curriculum at Seashore in Topanga is you get to merge this traditional, rigorous academic curriculum that is structured and also have this organic, natural, playful, joyful experience.
Right.
Merging those two things together, no one's doing.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we're still doing uniforms. They're still going to know their algebra. They're still going to be able to ratify Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, it's outdoors, but we're still very rigorous. So great point, Tim. We're so lucky to have the opportunity to bring horses onto this campus.
So lucky.
It's so good for the kids' development.
You know, Marlene, people ask me, clients, parents now, and then, you know, people who would come to schools that I was a principal of, and they'd always say, how do you teach values? And I would say, you know, there's no curriculum that you use. You teach values by modeling it with teachers and parenting. But this is how you teach values, right? Yeah. This is teaching, this is exposing kids to empathy. And, you know, the feeling I have petting this horse, it just soothes me, right? And to think that we're not allowing children to do this is crazy if you think about it. And now to think, wow, here's an opportunity as an educator and as a dad to expose kids to this beautiful creature. Yeah. What a gift.
And the work with that too, right? Just the day in and day out, if they're in charge of something and taking responsibility for taking care of the animal, there's a lot of values in that as well.
There's educational precedent for that. There's a very prestigious boarding school in California that every student, when they enroll, is responsible for a horse, and that's, you know, there's a reason for that.
And I'm thrilled to have these mini horses.
Mini horses, they're safe.
It's so safe for little, and there many of the other ones are even smaller than this one here. So very safe and healthy for the kids.
Yes, this is Splash.
And our other campuses, we have many have dogs on site. It's really healthy for kids to have any type of animal, but here in Topanga to have horses and mini horses is so special.
Yes. So Marlene, I'm curious about the demand for Seashore. Did it just explode during the pandemic, or how does that?
You know,
how did it start? It started way earlier.
Way earlier. This actually started with 4 kids. This particular program, the custom schooling program, started in January 2019 with 4 kids, and we went from 4 to 170 by January 2020. So pre-pandemic.
So
before. It's just philosophically.
People like the philosophy.
And wanting to give parents really want choice.
Yes.
And freedom and choice. And so
and they probably didn't like what was being taught in the school.
There's a curriculum piece to that as well. And we give full transparency to the curriculum.
Yes.
So all parents can see, all registered families can see exactly what's being taught, what books their children are reading. You know, week 27, not only math and science, but also what topics are being covered in the history books, English language arts books, and so parents
full curricular exposure.
Transparency.
Which is a hot topic. I get a lot of people calling me saying, hey, what's being taught?
You know, and we've always done that, and for a lot of different reasons. We have nothing to hide, and we want parents really excited about what we're doing. And also philosophically, if you're, let's say you have one of your children who's coming here one day a week, and you need
to continue. Yeah.
You can either get a tutor or you can yourself make sure that they're filling in the gaps with what's on our all the lesson plans on our curriculum.
And that goes back to the partnership.
Exactly.
Having that healthy partnership, because if you're homeschooling your child, you obviously need to know what the curriculum is.
Exactly. And even though most of our families now are coming 4 or 5 days a week, they still like to know what's being taught and when. So, and we do a very classical, traditional curriculum. You know, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're taking great, time-tested, established, respected curriculum pieces and just implementing it really well.
And the concept's obviously exploding in Orange County. There's demand in LA, but it's not just regional, right?
No, we're going nationwide, which is really exciting.
That is exciting.
There are, you know, parents everywhere who are buying Seashore franchises. They all want our same curriculum. 9 to 3 is going to be the same, whether you're in Florida or Connecticut, Orange County, Washington State. That's going to be the same. Parents really get to choose a site that they want to own their Seashore, and then they get to really mold it with some of the cool things like we have here with the mini horses, or a surf academy, or
specialize in their own little, depending on where they are and
Exactly.
region and what the need is of the community.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to, my dream is that there's a cross-country ski academy at one of them. So,
Yes.
not here in
Football
California.
academy.
Yeah, football academy. Yeah. Want to do that
Whatever
too.
you want.
Yeah.
It's great.